In recent years, the Python ecosystem changed when a wave of tools arrived to replace established architectures for data validation. If you maintain an older code base, you feel the pressure. Every new tutorial and community discussion seems to suggest you need to tear down your existing validation layer and migrate to the newest standard immediately. For engineering teams managing mature web applications, that presents a serious dilemma. You have to weigh the appeal of a modern rewrite against the hidden costs of dismantling a system that already works perfectly well. This diagram shows a timeline of Python web frameworks, starting back in 2013 on the left. Notice the node for Flask and Marshmallow. At this point in time, Python's native type hints, the foundation of today's validation tools, did not actually exist yet. To solve the problem of structuring data back then, Marshmallow used its own dedicated field classes. Because it filled that gap so effectively, it became deeply embedded in real-world Flask applications, running reliably in production for years. Moving to the present day, on the right side of our timeline, we see tools like FastAPI and Pydantic. The core shift here is the adoption of Python's native type hints as the literal foundation for defining data. By building directly on top of those native types, the newer tools operate with significantly better raw computational speed, feeling entirely seamless within modern codebases. Looking at that performance gap, it is tempting to declare the newer tools superior, but software engineering is rarely that simple. Today, we are mapping out exactly when you should adopt the modern standard, and when preserving your existing Marshmallow architecture is the correct engineering choice. Evaluating technical debt and code-based age allows you to make decisions based on project health rather than library popularity. This matrix outlines how you declare data structures, with columns for greenfield modern apps and legacy Flask APIs. First row, syntax and boilerplate. Marshmallow doesn't read native Python types. Instead, you declare fields using its own dedicated field types, like fields.string or fields.int. Because you are using a separate syntax from standard Python type hints, your team has to learn and maintain that specific library structure, which naturally increases the total boiler code in your application. Pydantic avoids this entirely. It reads the native type hints you are already writing for your functions, meaning the validation layer requires vastly less boilerplate to set up. But that boilerplate trade-off changes when we consider complex APIs with high data asymmetry. Let's look at our next row, loading versus dumping. Marshmallow enforces a strict, explicit separation between its two core actions: loading, which validates incoming raw dictionaries, and dumping, which converts your complex Python objects, like SQL alchemy models, back into a clean JSON structure. Setting up distinct loading and dumping directions requires more initial time. However, it prevents you from accidentally leaking sensitive database fields into your outgoing response payloads. For engineers building systems where the payload a user sends to create a record looks vastly different from the payload the server returns, that fine-grained explicit control is a major asset. The modern alternatives handle both input and output natively, optimizing for development speed and seamless integration over that granular step-by-step separation. You are weighing the safety and strictness of explicit, asymmetrical data handling against the sheer efficiency of modern type hint integration. Beyond the syntax, we have to look at the operational reality of maintaining an existing application, specifically those built on established frameworks. In a massive number of existing Flask applications, Marshmallow is heavily integrated through dedicated companion packages, like Flask Marshmallow, which wraps the validation logic seamlessly into the routing. This diagram illustrates a feature called partial loading. You can tell Marshmallow to validate only a specific subset of a schema's fields, cleanly ignoring the rest. This solves the problem of validating HTTP patch requests, where a user only updates a few specific values, without forcing you to write entirely separate schemas for every possible update combination. If you decide to pull out Marshmallow to chase a more modern framework, you have to manually replicate those exact partial loading behaviors and unpick all of those specialized Flask wrappers. That kind of massive refactoring effort carries significant risk. You drain your engineering bandwidth, halt feature development, and run a high probability of silently breaking your existing API contracts. This brings us to a concept we rely heavily on: pragmatic tool continuity. If a tool works, fits the architecture, and handles the edge cases, you keep it. Preserving a functional, deeply embedded legacy system almost always yields a higher return on investment than suffering a massive rewrite for marginal execution speed. To map this out practically, this decision tree shows exactly how to choose your validation layer. We start at the top. Is this a brand new API? If you branch to yes, your choice is Pydantic. The performance and type hint integration make it the standard recommendation for brand new builds, particularly those using FastAPI. But if it is an existing codebase, we ask, is this an existing Flask app? If yes, you stick with Marshmallow. The return on investment for rewriting a completely functional, thoroughly tested validation layer from scratch is strictly negative. Maintain your tool continuity. And finally, if your inputs and outputs drastically differ from one another, you have another strong case for Marshmallow. The explicit separation between loading incoming data and dumping outgoing data provides the granular control necessary to build highly asymmetrical data pipelines safely. Long-term maintainability depends on diagnosing your project's specific history and constraints to choose the tool that serves your actual architecture.